And we are back again. It's your friendly neighborhood film watchers. It's Frankly Football. I'm your humble host, Brandon, and I got my man, Honey Grand, set it off, Chris, with me. How you feeling tonight, Chris?
Man, it's been a minute since we got a chance to do this, man. We be telling people we're gonna get in here a little bit more often than early, man, and then life happens, and
Great
we
things happen.
apologize. And
We gonna wait to announce it, but great things happen.
yeah, things are on the horizon, man. It's just a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of
Hmm.
work, man. Great things and crazy things, but it all works out for the good. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? It always works out for the good.
Hmm.
Talk to me.
So,
Tell me something good, brother.
Chris, we have spent the last hour
Yeah.
watching film, on various running backs. And today
Mm-hmm.
is the day where we provide our top 10 running back prospects for this 2023 draft.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's dope, man. I mean, we get a
Hmm.
chance to look at the guys who me and you've been debating on back and forth, man. Looking at to see who's that guy, who's not that guy, and
Hmm.
we'll do it from there. So let's go ahead and kick it off, man. Let's go and hit me off with number 10, man. Who you got?
All right, number 10 is Deuce Vaughn out of K State, Kansas State
Itty
University.
bitty Deuce
Tiny
Vaughn.
guy, tiny guy. If he was
Small
standing
in
behind me right
stature.
now, you wouldn't be able to see him.
You probably wouldn't, and you're
Yeah.
sitting down. Deuce is small. Deuce is
Mhm.
small. But what the thing about what you can't see, you can't catch. And that's
Yes.
what Deuce puts on tape and what he shows so much in his game. If you can't touch him, you ain't gonna catch him. The problem
Mhm.
is you're kind of relegating him to another great K-State running back, probably the only K-State running back that we know of.
Mhm.
Uh and that's Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
So Deuce is gonna have a set role in the
Yes.
league. He's gonna have to be a third down specialist. He's gonna have to be a kick returner. But he cracks the top 10 because he is elusive.
You
His
can't deny
feet
the
are
ability. You can't
absolutely
deny the ability,
amazing.
man.
Yeah, but when people are paying for child support and mortgages,
Yeah, it get
it's not
different.
gonna work.
It get
Yeah,
different.
it gets different at that level. It gets
Now,
different at that level.
obviously, Deuce is the son of former Cowboys back Chris Vaughn. I'm sure that
Okay.
anybody who's aware of him knows that because that's going to be the first thing that pops up. What is very what benefits him as a result of that is I think that Deuce might be the most aware or maybe even the smartest back in this draft class, right? I mean,
Okay.
if he pops as a former player,
Smartest, smartest. I don't know.
mhm,
Aware, he has to be.
yeah, yeah, because
Okay.
if not, then he'll get broken half, right?
Yes. Yes.
But yeah, having a pops that was a successful NFL player definitely will benefit you.
Absolutely.
We can look at Marvin Harrison Jr. as a testament to that, right?
And listen, sometimes the genetics and then having somebody around you who played in the league helps out a lot. Deuce is
Absolutely.
gonna do. Deuce is gonna get a chance to play in the league because um, his feet are undeniable, and
Yeah.
you can't. He's got something we're gonna talk about later, and we've always talked about all the time here on Franklin Football. Some things you can't teach,
Yep.
and that's what he has.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
All right.
So I got the game against TCU pulled up in
Okay.
2022.
All
Um,
right.
and we're gonna go ahead and break down some film about Deuce. So as I pull this up, just remember Deuce is not the biggest guy, right? Only 5'5" and 100 and small pounds. But he translates that to the field in a very successful way. Let's watch this. Sneaks right on by the receiver. Now we
Yeah.
watch this in the all 22 view because this isn't something that you would truly expect someone of his size to do.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing about it, if you can't put your hands on him, right?
Hmm.
You can't put your hands on him. He becomes an incredibly hard person to catch
Yeah.
out in space. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. There's no denying his talent.
Hmm.
But the thing about we don't have a lot of tape on Deuce because the one
Yeah.
thing you don't want to see when Deuce comes in the game, you know one thing you're not doing. You're not putting him in pass protection.
At all. at all.
You know what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. He's willing to block, Chris. He willing to block. But
Okay. He's a,
the willingness will only take you so far. The mind is strong, but sometimes the body is weak, Chris.
I don't think it's so much that the body's weak. The body has limitations.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so him chipping a linebacker or him getting in the way of ongoing cornerback, that's gonna be something he's
Mhm.
gonna have to work on and get better at. But sometimes his size is gonna put him in a precarious situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I got this next play pulled up, and we just gonna let it run. Oh, I think I went a little bit too far, so that kind of gave it away,
Yeah,
right?
just a tad bit too far.
Okay.
Right.
So here we go.
His vision is amazing.
Absolutely,
And,
absolutely. His
and,
vision
and
is
right, his
amazing.
his his vision is amazing, and when he
Mhm.
gets to that next level, he's gonna be a problem for anybody. Um,
Absolutely.
you're gonna have to
Now,
catch him on an
that
angle.
yeah, and like you said, you can't teach speed, right?
Bow. There
You
you
can't
go.
teach
He
speed.
he put one foot in the ground and he was gone.
Yes,
He put one foot in the ground and he's gone. Yeah.
absolutely,
So I mean,
absolutely, man.
nobody's questioning Deuce's feet.
Yes.
Nobody's questioning Deuce's heart because of his size. You just question his ability when he plays at the next level if he's gonna be able to translate those things to the next level. And that's the only question with Deuce.
Okay. So somebody of his size, 5'5", 100 and a little bit pounds. Where would you draft a guy like Deuce?
Deuce would be like a sixth, seventh round guy for me.
Mhm.
He only fits a specific need or role or a priority free agent. But I'm not gonna waste. I'm not saying waste, but if I draft him, he's gonna be like my third back on my football team,
Yeah.
and he's only gonna be used for specific situations. He's yeah, he's like a weapon, like a team that finds the USFL's MVP and put him back
Yeah.
for kick returns, and he becomes a Pro Bowler, but
Yeah.
he slides at the end of the year. I mean, we're just talking about teams in general and guys like that.
Yeah. Of course, man. No,
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
in specific.
yeah.
But I do got one more play for Deuce
Okay.
Force, right? Just because I do want to show a wide variety of things for him, and we're gonna let this rock.
Oh,
Like you said, that him
right.
when he plants that foot, Chris, it he does it with authority. There's
Yeah.
no wasted movement because I think that a guy of his size can't really afford to,
Can't.
right?
That's right. That's right.
So
That's
you said you
absolutely
would
right.
draft Deuce as a
I
sixth
would.
round
I.
guy.
I would make him a priority free agent.
Yeah,
He's a
and,
priority free agent for
and
me.
I think I gotta agree with you, man. Just because if there is another prospect that is similarly ranked, right,
Right. Mm-hmm.
but also has the genetics,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you is that the toughest choice to make? Because you
Mm.
drafted for traits, Chris. You drafted for traits,
You
and
draft. You draft for traits, and then you traits with first 4 rounds. You drafted for traits and flat out ability, certain things that they have.
yeah.
When you turn around in the fifth, sixth, and seventh round, you're dealing with traits and you're different things you can build on.
Hmm.
Well, he's great with speed, but I only have one thing I can have him do. He is going to be a kickoff returner,
Yeah.
third down guy. He's not going to be an in between the tackles guy. Not at the
Hmm.
next level. And that's where he's
Absolutely.
at.
Absolutely. So Deuce Vaughn is RB10 on the official
Hmm.
Franklin football list, right?
Right.
Number 9 is a guy from what halfway across the country from Deuce. Keaton Mitchell plays for
Oh,
East Carolina.
East Carolina.
Yeah,
Yeah. Go Pirates.
yeah, that's right.
Go
So we
Pirates.
don't really have any suitable film for Keaton, right? So we we,
Mm.
we just got to tell you with our hearts, speak
Wait.
our minds, right?
Tell me how we feel from here. So
So
you go ahead.
Keaton Mitchell is a guy. He has a very diverse skill set, right?
Hmm.
Um, I have to ask myself if he played any receiver because he's going to be a great hybrid running back receiver weapon athlete type of dude, right?
Okay. Okay. So with that being said, if he's a hybrid athletic type kind of is he gadgety, or can he be a guy who can spell a running back type guy?
Gadgety is probably the best word to put it because
Mm,
like dudes, Keaton ain't the biggest guy. He
okay.
like 5 foot, maybe 180 soaking wet, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but he has a lot of wiggle in his body that will allow him to evade contact.
Okay.
If you really want to talk about it, he might be one of the harder guys to tackle at his position just based on his elusiveness alone.
Okay.
But he's so raw and he freelances so much that he can
Mm,
throw a playoff on his own in a bad way for his offense.
okay.
And that's not something that you're going to want in a guy who is going to see significant snaps at the position, right?
Okay.
Um, and the game that we had was a perfect example of that. We the only game that we have is Navy. The film wasn't the best, so I elected not to show it for us, right?
Right, you did. Yeah, you were looking at that like, I don't think I want to show this about him because this don't help him.
Yeah,
And when we're looking at him, right?
it's not flattering for him. If you watched our quarterback rankings, we tried not to show any bad film, on guys. So if this is just turning to a bash session, we'll have
Right.
a whole list of different guys.
That's
But
true.
Keaton Mitchell has to be able to go with the plan and not try to play hero ball so that way he can
Hmm.
benefit his offense. How do you feel about Keaton Mitchell?
I mean, I think you kind of, summed it up pretty well.
Hmm.
He's another gadget guy. That's why he's bottom of our list of guys on our board or
Yeah,
our ranking.
yeah.
I think he, coming from a smaller school, you're going to be looking to kind of develop him, get
Hmm.
him kind of up to speed, and because of the traits that he has, you know, I think we only put him a couple ahead of Vaughn is because of his size.
Yeah,
Outside of that, it's pretty much they're um, pretty much same guys in some retrospect.
in a lot of ways, yeah. But I think that
Hmm.
Vaughn has the mind. You know, Keaton ain't
Yeah,
got the mind for it yet. You feel me?
got you.
But here's the crazy thing, Chris. Just to kind of go back to Deuce Vaughn a little bit. Imagine
Hmm.
if Deuce Vaughn was 5'10", 190.
Mm.
He
If
might
Deuce
be a
Vaughn,
top three back in this class if he was 5'10", 190.
yeah, I think he'd have a draftable spot if he was
Mm-hmm.
that size. But he just didn't get dunked into that side of the inside of the the genetic pool. But
Yeah,
outside
man.
of that,
He lost that lottery. He lost that lottery, and it's sad to see. So we have Keaton Mitchell locked in as our official number 9 guy, right?
okay, okay,
And we're kind of going to another project guy at number 8. But this is a guy that you yourself are a huge fan of. We're talking about Israel Abanikanda, running back for Pitt.
yes.
Tell me why
Not too.
you like Izzy.
I like Israel because Israel knows how to put the ball in the end zone.
Hmm.
The problem is Israel put the ball in the end zone against lesser talent last year.
Yeah.
Very much lesser talent. His biggest gains were against Virginia Tech last year, coming off
Hmm.
a rebuilding season. He had a big game, I guess. I want to say against some sisters of the. I mean, he against Rhode Island, he had a huge game. But but here's the one thing that you had to say about Israel is
Hmm.
that he had 6 straight 100-yard rushing games. Okay, that's hard. That is hard to do, and very very impressive. So I love what Israel brings. He's very raw, but he has the speed to get away, and if he
High
get
speed.
couple high
High
speed,
speed guy.
high speed. So you're getting a guy who high speed guy,
Hmm.
see the hole, runs between the tackles, is tough, durable. Love the school he came from, because that it's just that grittiness that they play in out of Pitt, and I
Yeah.
think Israel it will be a steal for some team. Israel will be
I heard that.
amazing. Yeah, amazing in the
Yeah.
next at the next level.
Absolutely, man. So here's the thing. like you said, you cannot teach speed, and I wish that
Yeah,
we
I thought he
had
was a
more
yeah.
games.
I was
I
about to
wish
make a
we had
mistake. Yeah, I
more
know.
games. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wish we had more games with Israel, right? Because the only
Mm-hmm.
game that we have, he only saw 11 snaps, and none of them hit
Right.
him.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we're running into with some of our guys, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
but the, he freelances in, I guess a good way, right? This is why I called him a project, because he has to be able to make the decision. He is succeeding on athleticism. He has to know how to make the decision at the split second, and if he doesn't, then he'll run into a brick wall of defenders.
Right.
Once he gets more snaps, and here's the thing: Israel, if and or when he gets drafted, he won't even be able to buy a drink yet, Chris. He's 20 years old.
Very,
He's not going to turn 21 until
very
October.
right. So that's
So
why I give
he's
him
a
yeah.
very young guy who still has
Mm-hmm.
time to learn the position.
There you go. That is the that's the great advantage he has
Mm-hmm.
because of his age. Yeah, because of his age, and he's got some different things. Like you said, he's 5'11". Deuce is
Yes,
5'5".
exactly.
Uh, he's five.
5'11", 216 is what he was measured at.
So he's got a pro style body. He's
Mm-hmm.
played in an offense that's going to feature him. So I
Yes.
think he has some more room to grow and develop. So I
Mm-hmm.
think if I'm drafted, if I can get Israel uh, in the fifth round, I think I got a project for a guy who's going to be able to come in, be smart, learn,
Mm-hmm.
tough, gritty, and be able to get me some snaps in the league. I love Israel in the fifth
Yeah,
round.
yeah, man. I think that he would be an amazing piece for a team to have. And
Absolutely.
you know what? If he knew the game a little bit more, he would definitely be higher up on this list because he already has the production. We're just trying to figure it out. If he knew
Yes,
what he was
absolutely.
doing, come on,
Oh,
Chris. Come
he
on,
yeah,
Chris.
he'd be tough. He'd be tough. He'd definitely be
Absolutely.
tough.
So
All right.
Israel is our number 8 guy.
Mm-hmm.
Our number 7 guy is Dwayne McBride. Um,
UAB.
yeah, there we
Go
go.
Dragons.
Hmm. Here's the thing about McBride, Chris. I think that he is limited
Mm.
because unlike probably every other back on this list, he has cinder blocks for hands. So
Did you say the man got two center
yeah,
blocks?
he
Golly,
plays with
man.
boxing gloves on. He plays with boxing gloves on.
Mm, okay, okay. Yeah, they don't. They don't. Well, listen. They don't ask him. They ask him to do at college what he was asked to do.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And his deal um is just to run downfield. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Gets the ball. He's a first, second down guy.
Yep.
Let's get downfield. If it's
Yeah.
third and long, that's they're using their wide receivers for that, and they're not trying to dump it out the backfield for him. But when he's to the point, he's very light on his feet.
Hmm.
He
Powerful,
runs behind.
powerful
Yeah,
guy.
runs behind his pads. That's a
Yeah.
trait that toughness that you want. So yeah, he's got to be able to play in the passing game, but because he's a pure liability in the passing game.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. Like you said, he only played to do what he was asked to do.
Right.
So can he learn to catch the ball better? Possibly. Possibly.
Uh, yeah, I mean, there's a possibility of that. But I mean, if you look at him, Dwayne McBride, you kind of liken him to another running back that was okay out the backfield.
Hmm.
Um, I just don't think he was better than his brother. They kind of say he's like a Thomas Jones. When Thomas
Okay.
Jones was in Virginia, but Thomas can catch the ball a little bit out the backfield. I just think between tackles though, and when he's got to make a move,
Hmm.
that's what McBride does. So I think he's an every down back. Um, but he's gonna be on the judge machine a lot,
Yeah,
an
has to
absolute
be.
lot.
Has to be.
Yeah,
That is
absolutely.
where he would make himself money. I wish he would
Yep.
have did that more at his pro day. Just to try to silence some of those doubts, right? But
Right.
as it stands right now, he's going to be a guy that is probably going to be able to succeed in the committee.
Oh, he'll definitely be a great addition to the committee,
Hmm.
yo. But I don't think any of these guys outside of Israel, because I,
Yeah.
I think Israel can be a premier back. I think between and he's a committee guy all day.
Hmm.
I just don't. I think Israel has the top side to be a every down back. I think
Hmm.
McBride is just to the point he'll be a great trade committee guy. So maybe,
Absolutely.
maybe yeah, a fifth to seventh round grade
Yeah.
on McBride. Great. That's what I'm looking at. We got some film on McBride or no?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We do
Yeah.
have some film. It's not 2022 film though. We only have 2021 film, but it's against Georgia, right? So that means
Okay.
something. That means
And me a
something.
little bit. Me a little bit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we gonna let this first play rock, Chris. And I just want you to see here.
Okay.
This is what I mean.
Right.
He's a powerful guy. He's not afraid to go in and put the shoulder into a guy.
Right.
Thankfully for that defensive player, he spun off of him. Thankfully,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're not gonna arm tackle him, but but
absolutely
he
not.
but he's not gonna arm tackle, but he's not gonna go without a fight, and
Yeah,
and that's what you expect, and that's what you want.
absolutely, man, absolutely. So I'm also pulling up this second play here, which is later in the game, and they had a motioned out wide. That was a lie. We knew
Hmm.
that wasn't gonna work, right?
Right. Right.
Hmm.
Bring him back inside. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first guy not bringing him down. That's what I'm saying. The first guy's not bringing him down.
Hmm.
Finds the hole, hits it quick.
And
You know.
legs are constantly churning, even when behind his own guy.
That's
That
it.
that's the thing. That's the thing. I think that he's a very willing runner. He's willing to punish defenses.
There you
You
go.
know,
There you go. Yeah, not the shiftiest, the shakiest kind of guy, but like
no,
I said, he's not getting brought down by the first guy. That's a good thing.
absolutely, absolutely.
Mm.
But the reason that we put McBride in front of Israel, right? McBride knows his job. He knows his job, and that's to be the runner. He's not going to be the catching guy,
Okay.
and he knows the game. So Israel, while he is getting by on pure athleticism, he don't know the game yet, right?
Uh, okay. Yeah. So you're saying this? You're basing that your instance on just because of his age. That's what you're looking at.
Not necessarily his age,
Uh
but
huh.
he knows the position better than Israel. I
Okay.
think that he
Okay.
knows the position and knows his job better than Israel.
I just think
So
I think Izzy can do more.
absolutely, he
Um.
can. He
In
can do
this.
more,
Yeah.
but
And.
when he does things, it's like, all right, what do I do next? Okay, let me cut it outside. In situations where he should have followed his blockers and followed the plan for that particular play, he tries to improvise sometimes
Yeah,
to his detriment.
I think Israel's looking to hit a home run because I think he wants to
Absolutely,
get that
every
get that
single play.
speed out. Every
Every
single place
single
he's gonna
play.
hit a home run. He's
He
trying to bust
Israel
his ass.
knows that football players are supposed to score, and that's what he tries to do, right?
That's what he tries to do. Yeah. So I'll give you that. I understand what you're saying.
Hmm. So,
Okay.
number 6 on this list. This is a guy that he might not be better than some of these guys above him, but I like Tajay Spears for his value. And this is Tajay Spears out of Tulane.
Yeah.
The Green Wave, right?
The Green Wave. Yes.
I like Tajay Spears, even though he is the sixth back, for the value that he could provide at his drafted position, right?
Absolutely. I think his position because of what he does, his elusiveness,
Mhm.
his gameplay.
Yep.
I think he is the absolute steal of this draft.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's not super old. He'll be 22 by the time the season starts, but when he's drafted, he'll be 21. So
Yeah.
he might be able to go out and get a beer and celebrate, right?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, he can do that. But
Yeah.
um, I think what he'll do is make any team that gets him celebrate the fact that no matter where you got him at.
He'll make
Uh,
any team that drafts him instantly better, and I believe that that's whether he is part of a committee or the featured back. I think that he does everything that a running back is supposed to do, every single
yes,
thing.
yes.
Um,
Uh,
so when you, what's the best way to put it? When you want a guy that will be able to, block, you want a guy that will be able to run the ball hard in any area and catch the ball. I think that Spears does all of those
all
things
that, all those
very
things
well. Right.
at a very high level, super
Hmm.
duper competitive type guy. You know, all the
Yeah.
superlatives you would want to put behind a guy. But the thing about his draft, because of the position he plays, I think he
Hmm.
has another level of room to go. And I
Yeah,
think if you
absolutely.
get him, yeah, I think if you get him, you're looking at, hey, if my guy is in a contract, like if my guy's in a contract year
Hmm.
or a proven year, if he don't have a bad year, if he doesn't have a great year, or even if he does,
Hmm.
I'm not worried about it because I got Tajay Spears in the back, and he's had a chance to get a whole year of NFL training and be that guy. So
Absolutely.
Tajay Spears is a guy that if you get him and you can, if you just play him um sparingly, or
You don't even have to play him
go ahead.
sparingly. He had 231 rushing attempts and 22 targets. He saw usage. You
Yeah.
you brought this up to me. He went from like, what was it, 47th in usage rate all
Yep.
the way up to like 22nd or
Yes.
23rd, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
In from 21 to 22.
Yep. He got more touches. He got more exposure, and I think that's everything he needs to take him to the next level. And then going into the league, he's a really good addition to any team. If you can get a Tajay Spears in the third round, because I don't think he goes past the third round. I don't think if
Mhm.
a GM is sitting there and they let him get past the third round and he slides into the fourth, he's super value in the third round.
Yeah.
He's ultra value in the fourth.
Vibranium value.
Yes, yes. Wakandan level vibranium value
there,
in the fourth
there we
round.
go. Uncut
Absolutely.
Wakandan vibranium. There we go.
Uncut.
There we go.
Still glowing. Still
Yeah.
glowing
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? No doubt.
So as we were talking, I said that Tajay Spears is a complete back, and I didn't have this play on my little list because I generally try to get 3 plays of each guy. But I just wanted to show this, right? So this is the first play that we're gonna look at. Very first play on the film session on the cut that we got, right? On the fake, he had the wherewithal to circle around the quarterback.
Yes.
And we'll let the 22 go. We'll let the 22 for 22 go. Had
Mm.
the wherewithal to circle around the quarterback after the play fake and help out his guy.
Very good. Yeah. Willing.
Absolutely.
And was willing to get there and block and do his thing. So that just
Yes.
comes, like you said, very heads up play
Hmm.
for running back, understanding his position, inside out, saw it, got a chance to put a bead or a slow down to the defensive end and
Yeah.
let the play develop.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So going on to the plays that I did have marked, right? This is still early in the first quarter, as you can see. And these are some of the things that make Tajay great. These are some of the things that he's going to bring value to a team.
Yes, sir.
Home run ability.
Home run. Get going.
Yeah.
That's what you love. And
Hmm.
so he put it going. The 22 will hit it
Yeah.
right there. Read it. Put your foot in the ground. Get north south.
And take it outside.
Take it outside.
And you can see they're already scrambling. The defense was already scrambling.
Boom. Got a whole yeah. Now yeah. Great blocking downfield by the wide receiver.
Hmm.
Almost had him to the point. Yeah. Yeah. Just get to an angle. Yeah. And go catch me. Try to come get me.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
that's a good thing about
absolutely.
Tyson.
That's the thing. Like you said, try to come get me.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to let this rock because this is the very next play, right? This is the very next play. This shows you a different aspect of his game. We just saw him take it outside to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This shows you his ability to go right up the middle. He didn't finish his
Mm.
food. He didn't finish his food,
Now,
but
left a little bit,
he's
left a
willing.
little bit on the table. Yeah, he's wanting to go in. He's wanting to get between the tackles, use his
Hmm.
body, and like I said, he's one of the more elusive runners in this draft.
Absolutely.
So I
But the
love his
thing is,
game. I
that's
love.
not the only aspect of his game. That's what I want you to know. You know that's
Hmm.
not his own. That's not the only aspect of his game. He'll go right in between the center and the guard.
Yeah, yeah.
Tell a D tackle to let's see who bigger. Let's see who wanted more. Right?
Uh, okay, yeah. That ain't something you can make a steady diet on with
Oh
him,
no no
but
no. But
it's something
if you need to,
yeah,
he's
he
not a
was
small guy though, Chris. He 5'10", 200. So he's not a
okay.
small guy.
Right. Oh, he's got record size. Like I
Yeah.
said, um, he's a guy. If you get him, and if you can use him, here or there, his
Yes.
first year, and get him on the NFL program, the good
Hmm.
old peanut butter,
Yeah.
and he'll be a really good back to be your lead back or be the second back inside of your rotation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I do want to go ahead and get this last play rocking for us for Tajay Spears. Once
Another
again,
outside
get
run.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah,
Once
home
again,
run,
get it
home
outside.
run. Yeah. Oh,
And the
make me
ability
miss.
to turn it
Yeah.
back inside if need
There you
be.
go.
Right?
Right, right. I mean, outside zone, outside runner, willing to go inside. But if you block it, he gonna see
Hmm.
it. Boom, bang it outside. Let's go.
Absolutely. His vision is great. That's the thing. His
Yes,
vision is great.
that's it.
So you said you would draft Tajay Spears in the third round. Would that be high third,
Ye-
low third? What are you feeling?
Third round, wherever you can get him. If you get him in lower towards the fourth, you just
Hmm.
boost his value. But the thing about it, I don't think he makes it out the third round. I
And
don't
yeah,
think there's a
I'm
team
inclined to agree.
at all.
I'm
Yeah, I
inclined
don't
to
think there's a
agree.
team out there that's gonna let him get out of the third round.
Yeah, yeah. Because like you said, Matt, I think that he is a force multiplier at the position because he provides
I,
a lot, right?
yeah,
And
he
and,
really
and
brings
that's what
something.
we're getting when we're moving into these final, six guys. All of these guys are force multipliers at the position. None of them are projects. I think that they all do it all. They all do
Okay.
it all.
Yeah,
Speaking
these guys are
of
tough.
speaking of a guy that can do it all, our running back five, Tank Bigsby, running back from Auburn.
Yes.
Here's my thing about Tank Bigsby, Chris. I think that
Hmm.
Tank Bigsby does everything that you want a running back to do well,
But but
but he tunnel visions. With racehorses, they put blinders on them so they can't see anything except straight
okay.
ahead of them, right?
Right.
That's all you want the racehorse to see.
Yep.
Tank Bigsby, a workhorse running back, it's like sometimes he only sees what's in front of him. He gets tunnel
Yeah.
vision. So that can be a detriment to the team that drafts him. That's something that can be coached away, I believe.
Hmm.
But as it stands right now, it's something that would, man, why did he make that decision on that play? Man, why did he hit that
Right.
home? Why didn't he kick it
Right.
outside? Why
Yeah.
didn't he kick it
Yeah.
outside?
I mean.
So it could be a lot of head scratching moments with Tank. There
Hmm.
are guys who do it worse. Let's not
Oh
get
yeah.
confused.
Yeah.
There's I watched Tank and what was the other guy's name? Zach Evans, one right after the other.
Yes.
I watched Zach
Yes.
Evans
Yes.
first. And Zach Evans
Hmm.
probably had the worst vision of any running back in this class, right?
Zach does.
Um,
I think Zach's the worst
mhm.
that we saw.
Oh yeah.
But the thing with Tank, but they're both very physical runners.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So because of their size, 6 foot, 200 plus pounds,
Hmm.
he's a guy that you 210, 6 foot 210.
Yep.
So if you want to
Big guy.
load him up,
Tank is a
yeah,
big guy.
very big guy. Not as big as a Troy Sherman. A couple years back that came out of Ohio State, but he's the kind of guy in the right system, being taught well. He gets a hole. he's gonna lean on it, and he's gonna be a load to have to deal with in the third and fourth quarter if you're running with him.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So I do have some good film on Tank. This is against Alabama this year.
Yeah, yeah,
So when you play in Georgia or when you play in Alabama, those are two games that when it happens and a guy does well, that just make you rub the chin hairs.
yeah. You
You
think
know,
about
you,
it. Yeah.
you grab your notebook and you start etching plays immediately. I'm sure
You
some of
do
these
right,
guys in some of these boxes had some jobs, right? Some of the guys in these
right,
boxes had some jobs, and as soon as they saw, some of these plays that I'm about to show, which I'll press play now, they just grabbed the notepad and just started etching, right?
right. Scribbling here, scribbling there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Ah,
This play,
yeah.
this play, I'm gonna back this up. This play is a work of art.
His start, stop, and go
Mm-hmm.
is very, very good. You know,
Immaculate.
and
That
yeah,
cut
yeah,
was rated R. That cut was rated R, Chris.
yeah. It was a little filthy, but see that's where me and you differ with on his ability to see,
Mm-hmm.
because his ability to see helps him go forward from there.
I'm not gonna play the very next play. I'm not gonna play the very next play because when it happened, when it happened, and your camera cut out, just so you know, when the
Yeah.
next play happened, it validated what I said about him, right?
that I cut the camera because I didn't want no vision. Because that's what you said.
Absolutely.
That's what you said. Tank didn't have. Tank
Yeah.
ain't had no vision. I didn't want nobody to see that. But yeah, that go and run. Go and run the film so we can go back to what Tank does not do, or what
I'm not.
what
I'm
what
not here to
Tank.
talk down on guys, Chris. So I'm,
No,
I'm
no,
not
you're
gonna
not.
do it.
We're gonna call it what it is. But what you
Mm-hmm.
see on this play here with Tank, and me and you kind of laughed, is like he will frustrate an offensive lineman. I'm out here
Yes.
whooping ass out here on the edge,
Mm-hmm.
and you run yourself into a tackle. Go
Absolutely.
and rock it, bro.
Absolutely. Give me a moment to get there because I went to the next play that we had listed. Give me a moment. Let me make sure this is the right one. But when this happens against, just like I said, Alabama, these are
Yes.
some of the best guys, right? And I can't find the timestamp, so we might just have to rock. It wasn't the next play right here. It might have been the next play after one of our other plays. So what I am going to do in the meantime, because I can adjust,
Mm-hmm.
is go on to the next play that we did want to see for Tank, right? And you see him marked with the play marker.
Bow.
Yeah.
No, that's the play. That's the one. That's the
Oh,
one.
is this? Okay,
Because
great.
that's it. Because so as you see here, you
Mm-hmm.
get you get out. You get there. You go. You got.
He had
And
two
so
blockers on
if
the outside.
if he stays outside, he that's yeah. You get him in a little jet sweep situation, and he
Yeah,
ran right into the linebacker, making it an easy tackle.
absolutely.
If you make that linebacker run, or make and they got and if you go back to it, the offensive lineman like, what you doing?
Yeah, yeah. they raised their shoulders up like, man, what are you doing here?
Right.
What are you doing
Because you
here?
didn't, right. The play was designed to go outside. You turned it back up inside for no
Mm-hmm.
reason
Yeah.
against a free flowing defense with nobody. I mean, those
Yes.
guys had to run and catch you, and he made it. That is why you cannot stand his vision.
Yeah.
You've been pounding the table about tanking his vision for a while, but being a big back that he is, a pounder, and he's a
Mm-hmm.
guy if taught up and coached up properly.
Yes.
I think Tank is a great addition for a football team in rotation. Um, Versatile,
Yeah.
but
Very.
his vision gives you moments to sit back and say, I don't think this is the guy that I'm gonna count on for 20-25 snaps. I don't think he's that guy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we do got one more play for Tank right here. This is a little further in the game. Another pitch.
Yes, give me
But
outside. Yeah, there you go.
like I said, these cuts, Chris, these cuts are rated R.
Unnecessary. Yeah, but
Unnecessary,
go ahead.
explicit violence. That's what these cuts are. Boom. In between the guys, right? In
Okay,
between the
I
guys,
give you
right?
that.
So when Tank performs, when Tank does the things that he's supposed to do, mm,
Oh, Chef's
It's
kiss.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
but you
perfect
got
blend
to give him.
of his
But he
size, his speed, and his ability to perform. But
so
sometimes
so
you just
there you go. The processor,
yeah.
right? Or does he, like you said, going back to his vision? Does he
Hmm.
see it the way I see it? Because even though he cuts back inside, he takes an unnecessary hit
Yeah,
if he just stays outside and runs out of bounds.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yep.
So yeah, man. Where would you draft Tank?
I'm
What
taking
is your
Tank.
round value on Tank?
If I'm a GM, I'm taking him in like the fifth round, um,
Ooh, the fifth.
because I'm
The
gonna take him
fifth.
in the
Okay.
fifth. I
Ooh,
take him in the
explain.
because
Explain.
the guy the because here's my thing. You have him above you have him above a guy that we just
Hmm.
talked about.
Yeah.
Um, and I think him and Israel are kind of like the same guys,
Hmm.
freelancers. Uh, I just think Israel has better vision. Israel's going to get a nose for the end zone.
Hmm.
So see what I'm saying. So I'm not. I'm kind of like I think Tajay Spears is better
Yeah.
than Gibbs or Izzy, but because of the
Wait. Gibbs?
size.
Do you mean Bigsby?
Yeah, no, Tajay Spears. I think no. I think he's better. I think he's right. I think Tajay Spears is better than uh
Then
Bigsby
Tank or
or
Izzy?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Tank or Israel.
Hmm.
But I think you give um Tank the upper step over those two guys because
Hmm.
of the level of play he played at. Because where he played
Absolutely.
at in college. So that's why I'm looking
Absolutely.
at with him.
So here's my thing. I think that Tank might be a mid to high third rounder.
Woo!
His ability is top notch. You just got to get
Okay.
that mental block out of the way. You just got
Yeah,
to
you
get him
got.
to do the things that he's supposed to do. If you eliminate his poor vision and decision making, you got a wonderful back, a guy who can be a bell type
Yeah.
three down
Yeah.
back.
I got you. Okay, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. So I can see where you're at. I just think Tajee. I think Spears is already has the mental processing
Hmm.
and the vision
Absolutely,
to
he
do
does.
certain things. I just think you probably so that's what I'm saying. When you get to this next level, I think with better coaching and around better players, I think Tajee will be that guy that will have a longer or more productive career than uh, Tank or Israel.
Hmm.
Israel's going to have to be less of a freelancer. Tank is going to have to get better vision. I think Tajay has all that. He just needs to go and continue to play against better competition and show you what he can do against better competition.
Yeah, yeah, I feel
Mhm.
you on that. I feel you on that.
Yep. Okay.
So we're getting into the top four guys, right?
The upper
All
echelon.
upper echelon, one
The upper echelon.
a step
Yes.
above.
Yes.
Um, the number four guy that we have is a missile, Chris, a missile. We talking about Devin A. Shane out of Texas A&M.
Woo! Yes, sir.
He fires out of a cannon every play, or tries to anyway. 4-4
Yeah.
high or rather low 4.3 speed. You know.
Got you. So,
Um,
yeah.
tell me
I
what
I think
you
I
about
think
A Shane, Chris. A Shane is
we,
off the chain. That's something to be
yeah, I was
spoken
going.
for,
You
right?
already stole it, brother. You already stole it. That's who he is. He is off the
Mhm.
chain. I think he is an excellent prospect coming out. I think
Mhm.
he's just gonna continue. I think his floor is very good, but I think he still has another step in his game that he can do, and that we get a
Mm.
chance to see. So I like Devin AJ. I love him.
Yeah,
I think everything about him, his size. Um, his elusiveness, everything about him makes him great. Well, not great, but I think he's top tier. He's 5'8". He's gonna have to
that's the
put.
thing though, Chris.
Yeah, he's a little
It,
small,
with him,
but
it don't matter. Well,
yeah. See,
5'8", 190 is a lot more palatable than 5'5", 160.
okay, so he's got 20 pounds on Deuce Vaughn. He's
Mm-hmm.
got 3 inches on him.
Yeah,
He's still kind of on the smaller size,
yeah.
but like you said, he's been that his whole life, but he's been
Mm-hmm.
productive the whole time he's been there.
Absolutely. You brought up Darren Sproles earlier, as a K State back, right?
Yeah.
If Devin A. Shane can get away from being CJ Spiller and
Woo!
being Darren
Mm.
Sproles, you got a problem. You got a problem.
Yeah,
He can't get bigger. He can't get taller, but he can get
no,
stronger, right?
yeah,
If you add a powerful stiff arm, a powerful shoulder to his arsenal, you got a problem, Chris.
yeah. But he's already got great feet, and he's a
Mhm.
pinball kind of
Yes.
guy. Like
Yeah,
you hit him,
very hard to get down.
right. He's very hard to get to the ground. The
Mhm.
next thing, like I said, if you put maybe five, you put another 10, 15 on him, can he still be that explosive? He is a speed guy in
Yes.
all due respect. So
Yes.
he relies on his speed. He's never had to really deal with power. So
Mhm.
he's got a great, like I said, he doesn't slip in his cuts. Really sharp, precise. He's good. So if you put that 5 to 10 pounds on him,
Yeah.
what does that do to his game? That's
That's a
the
great
question you have to
question.
ask.
That's a
That is
great
the yeah.
question.
So right,
And
right,
speaking of his game, we got some film.
okay,
We didn't really have any great 2022 film, but we got against Kent State in 2021, right?
okay,
So I'm gonna let this rock, and we gonna see how this goes, right?
okay.
You can see him in the backfield,
Mm.
home run potential,
Yes,
home run
sir. All
potential.
day long. Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
gone. Strike
yeah,
up the band, baby. Strike up the band.
yeah, yeah. He should have just kept going out the back door.
Yeah.
So you see,
One step.
once again,
Boom.
very hard to get down. A
Very
guy
hard.
tried to
The
get him,
guy.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
no success.
You're not going to arm tackle him. But that's
Hmm.
what I'm saying. You're not. So can he still keep that same 10-1 super breakaway speed with another 10 to 15 pounds on him? Like
Hmm.
I said, man, we talk about this all the time, and we'll forever talk about it. When you go to this next level, it's the best of the best, and people are playing for legacy. So if he
Yeah.
can continue to run through arm tackles and be that guy one step and get north south and have that kind of speed, he is going to
Hmm.
be an asset. He's going to be a definite asset for somebody.
Absolutely.
He definitely can be a change of pace, uh, and with that extra weight and his already blazing speed, he could be a top tier back.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. So let's throw this next play in here.
Kent State.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, you see him in the backfield,
Mm.
and his ability to just kick it out,
Get to the angle.
kick
Get
it
to the
outside.
corner.
Yeah,
Yeah, get to the corner.
a home run waiting to happen. A home
Yes.
run waiting to happen. So you see his ability to evade guys. Would be arm tacklers.
Mm. When you start out running angles, that's different.
Yeah,
They make you different when you outrun angles. That's
absolutely, man.
tough. That's good money.
Absolutely. I just think that. Oh, and let's see. I did have the very next play as the last play to see here. So let's just let this rock, Chris. Let's just let this rock because they wanted to let him finish his food, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the difference.
Okay.
You see his ability to just go straight up the middle, right?
Yeah.
If you have questions about a guy his size, you know,
Yeah.
there's your validation right there.
Okay. 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 I'll give you that. I, I'm
Hmm.
just I'm just saying. Um, you love his ability to run against angles and to
Hmm.
get outside. And okay, they let him finish his food. My only thing about it is that his size is something that you worry about at the next level.
Yeah,
You put
yeah,
2 more inches on him. You put 2 more inches on him. I think he's fine. He's just small for NFL standards. Him and Deuce Vaughn um have been, but they've been small their whole life. So
yeah.
we'll just have to see
Absolutely.
how that turns around and moves to the next level. I think he will be a
The
very
difference
good.
the
Hmm.
difference between A Shane and Deuce Vaughn is with A Shane, you're getting the potential for a home run every single time he touches the ball. I don't think that you get that with Deuce. That's why I
Hmm.
wasn't afraid to put A Shane
Hmm.
and
As high as you did. Yeah,
yeah,
high as you did.
and he's what 4 inches taller. You know, four
Yeah,
four inches 4 inches in
but
height.
neither but neither
Is a
one of them.
big
But neither
difference.
one. Yeah, but neither one of them are good in pass protection, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'll give you
When
that.
he when you see him trot out, he's either getting the ball or you're trying to put him in a place where he can play him in space. And you
Yeah,
try to play him in space, he's a nightmare.
absolutely. Where would you
Both of
draft
them.
Evan A. Shane?
5'8" guy, 188 pounds. Um, Super explosive. Got that one thing you can't get that only God gives you.
Yep.
You know, uh, high fourth, high
Wow.
fourth round, high fourth.
I
Yeah.
think that I disagree. I think that Devin A.
Okay.
Chain will be a second round back.
Wow.
Yeah, second
So
round
you
back.
think you would take A Shane before you take Tajay Spears?
No, well, actually, yes. Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Spears has the whole package, right? And he got the size.
Right.
He can't give you the plays that we just saw.
Okay. I
Tajay
got you. I
Spears
give you
cannot
that.
give you the plays that we just saw.
Yeah. He makes some plays.
Not
Yeah.
consistently. Not consistently.
Not consistent. Okay. I understand what you're saying. Okay. I give you that. I
Um,
don't know.
we watched the play with Tajay Spears where he got caught, but before he was able to
Okay. I see
see
what
the
you're saying.
sunlight.
Right. Right.
A Chain would have made that score.
Yeah. He'd have got there. He'd have got
Yeah,
there. I mean,
absolutely.
yeah. He's an angle beater.
Yeah,
He's an angle beater. Okay. That's what's up.
absolutely, man. So that is our top six guys. We're on to the final three, the top three, and I'm sure that everyone knows who they are, right?
Okay. No.
Running back three for the 2023 running back class is Zach Charbonnet. UCLA Bruin, I think that's what they are.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Zach Charbonnet, and this comp might be a little weird, right? I see a lot of young Zeke Elliott in Zach. I think
Um.
that he's a very complete back, right? I think that
Mm,
he's a very complete back. He will be able to break a tackle, multiple if need be. He's a fairly large guy at 6 foot, 200 plus, right?
mm-hmm.
His speed is there.
Mm.
And he can catch the ball, right?
Um. Okay. Okay.
And
Um.
catching the ball was something that they featured heavily for him at UCLA, right?
Okay. Um. I don't. I.
But
Okay.
here's
You're
the
talking
thing:
about. Okay.
compared to the other guys, probably in the top five, he doesn't necessarily have that breakaway speed. That's the
Yeah.
only thing,
Yeah.
right?
He. Now I think he's the most well-rounded back. I think he's more
Absolutely.
well-rounded, more versatile. I think you like him because I'm not talking about 2016 Zeke Elliott. I'm thinking more like 2020, 21 Zeke Elliott. That's why I got
Give him a
because I
little bit
think
more credit on his speed.
no. When you talk no, because when you
He
say
ran a 4.5. He ran a four
he ran
five.
for yeah, but like I said, the first 3 years of Zeke, that was home run all
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
I think like Zeke, his first 3 years, he could score from 70.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Chardonnay will ever have a 70-yard touchdown. I think will go with
Mm,
35, 40.
mm,
He's more like a Chris Ivory, if you
mm.
remember him.
What was
That
the guy? What was the other guy that played for Jacksonville? He just went to New York.
oh my God.
Um,
Uh
it was the other guy that went from Jack. He was traded from Jacksonville to New York.
that I'm running back. You got to pull it up later. It's either it's because it's too late
Yeah,
or I'm
James
trying to think.
Robinson.
There you go. But James Brown was a seven round pick.
That's true.
See what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
So that's what I'm saying. So James Robinson was a seventh rounder, totally versatile. Kind of caught the league, you know, off guard. I think Chardonnay is who he is.
Yeah.
I think his floor is completely solid, but I don't think he has a high ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're giving him because he's so solid and being a pass blocker. That's why I could see him going as a fourth, and I don't think Spears makes it out of the third because
Mm.
Spears has a bigger home run. He's not as great as A Chain, and he's a willing blocker. Even though
Yeah,
Chardonnay's a better blocker,
absolutely.
I just
100% he
think
is.
I think Spears is just gonna be a better pro long term than Chardonnay would be. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
I agree. I can agree there. So we do got some film for Chardonnay. This is the Stanford game. I think that might have been
Gotcha.
their first game of the season,
Okay.
but we instantly see him get the ball. be able to split between two of his blockers, right, and pick up the score. Now, just like you said, the speed isn't.
No, right,
It
right.
isn't. Are you gonna write home to your parents about that speed, right?
You
That
will you will not, but you
no,
will
sir.
write home to your parents, tell them that he did do his homework and he followed the right assignment, and that's what makes him
Absolutely.
such a asset in the game. If a
Mhm.
guard in a tackle or over there whipping ass, he getting you 7 yards and it's 2nd and 3.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're gonna go on to our next play here, and I think that was a very technically proficient play, right? He
Absolutely.
had the wherewithal to go between his blockers. Now we gonna see this next play showcasing
Okay.
the ability to catch it, right?
Yeah,
And
he's looking for
also
somebody.
the shoulder, the ability to catch the ball and the shoulder.
He's looking to run into somebody.
Yeah.
He's not trying to elude him. He's looking to level a hit to him. So he's looking to breathe physical. And I like the physicality.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think that he can bring a lot to a team that's looking for, a tone setter, right? I think that's the best way to
Okay.
describe him, a tone setter. In any way that you want to do it, if we're being
Okay.
honest.
I give you
If,
that.
if
I
you
get
want
it.
if you want that first play to be a a pitch outside, if you want it to be a throw to a guy in the flats, if you want it to be right up the gut, he will set the tone in any way that the team asks him to.
Yeah, he will. I give him that. I like him. Um, for our top three backs, I think he just gets a bump up because of his well roundedness. He
Absolutely.
doesn't do. You know what he does? He. You know what? He's he's Neapolitan ice cream. He does all the different things good, but there's nothing special about it.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
yeah. Absolutely, 100.
Okay.
percent
Okay.
That's a
Yeah,
perfect
that's it.
explanation.
Yeah,
So
that's for
so we
me.
got we
Okay.
got this last play here for him, right? We got this last play,
Bring on the strawberry.
and, and he had the wherewithal to locate the hole. If
Hold
you
on, go get. Yeah.
you're gonna see him take a couple steps.
Bang.
Okay, there it is.
Ah, there you go. Yep.
Take it
That's it.
home. Take it home.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you said, bring on the strawberry. That's what that was, right?
Yes, that's all I can see with him. That's it.
So if Tank Bigsby does it all, if Tajay Spears does it all, what makes Zach Charbonnet being worthy of being ranked above them?
He's hard. It's hard for me
Mm-hmm.
to put him. And I think even on our list, when I was after I started seeing Tajay, just looking more at Tajay Spears' film, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard. But I just think because of his real, I'm looking at how he projects to the next level.
Yeah.
And because of his size, he's going to be able to get an opportunity to get on the field because he understands pass protection, and we need that. So, as an ability, as a talent, yes, he can come in and fill in if my starter's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's going to do all the right things. He's going to check all the right things, all the boxes. But if I
Mm-hmm.
need a home run, I'm going to go with Spears, and I'm going to go get Tank before I take Chardonnay. But I
Mm.
like the fact that he's so well rounded. Because
Okay.
when you get into this point, you want to have as we go these next two guys, they have to be explosive game breakers, which
Yeah.
I think Spears is, but they can also do a couple of different things where other backs can't.
Yeah.
And Chardonnay is looking to hit somebody. He's not looking to
Mhm.
get away from anybody.
Um. So here's the thing. While I have a second round grade on Charbonnet, right,
Mm.
it wouldn't surprise me if Devin A. Shane were drafted ahead of him.
No, that would surprise me. I
Here's why.
wouldn't be
Here's
surprised.
why I wouldn't be
Okay.
surprised. A team that wants Devin A. Shane wants that explosion. They want
Okay.
they want that element that he brings to the team.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
team that drafts Zach Charbonnet, they need a running back. They need a
They
guy
just
that they can plug in and play.
yeah, they need a guy who can come in, knows assignments,
Yeah,
not be spectacular,
and do what the
but
coaches ask of him.
do what the coach is asking. That's what Chardonnay is. That is all day.
Absolutely. So it wouldn't surprise me if A. Shane went ahead of him just for that slim chance. That
Yep,
slim chance.
absolutely.
He slips in between that hole and he might
And
go
boom,
all the
he's
way
going.
up.
Yeah, he
The
he can
five
get.
touchdown.
That's it. That's
There
it.
we go. So our final two running backs. We disagree here, Chris. We
Yes, we do.
disagreed here,
Hmm.
but we came to a consensus because that's what professionals do, right?
We try to be. We try to be.
Running back two is Jameer Gibbs, running back for Alabama. Jameer Gibbs, I think, is the most talented and even more so than the running backs that we just gushed about, right? He
Hmm.
is the best offensive weapon in this position group. Everything that he provided to Alabama in 2022 was a masterclass, right?
Okay. Okay. Um, I, this is where we differ because I
Mm-hmm.
think these last two guys are both weapons. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just to the point. Since we're talking about ice cream, I guess I'm
Yeah.
I'm, I'm wanting ice cream. Is it
Mm-hmm.
is whether you like cookies and cream or you like pralines and cream. Both of them are
Mm.
delicious. Both of
Yep.
them are both of them are gonna have you going to the gym the next day because you got to burn it off.
Yep.
But they are both explosive weapons. Gibbs is he's a wide receiver point. He's a wide receiver trapped in a running back's body.
Mm.
Elusive, can get downfield, doesn't get caught. I love everything about Gibbs.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And one thing to note, he led Alabama in rushing, right? And he was third on the team in receiving.
Right. So that lets you know that they need to do a little bit more recruiting at wide receiver, which they're doing. But I think it's just he just used what he had and made sure that when he had the opportunity to get the ball in space and different things of that nature, he excelled at it. Um, but that's a productive running back. I mean, you
Yeah.
you talk about like uh, why is it I want to say Yeldon. You remember when they had Bama had Yeldon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he reminds me of him. A lot of him.
Mm.
What most of the time they had guys who were just in between the tackles, downhill runners like a Mark Ingram, Richardson, Derrick Henry. I think he is the transitional guy who can go to the league and be a weapon in so many different areas.
Absolutely. He reminds me a lot of Austin Eckler. Um, Eckler
Yeah,
in LA's scheme acts to do everything and does it splendidly, right?
right.
Um, so we're ironically enough, we are going to watch the game against Texas
Okay, okay.
when Gibbs and Bijan faced off against each other.
Gotcha.
We're only going to do this for one of these guys because the other one didn't necessarily do so great, right? But
Okay.
I don't like to nitpick. The first play
Mhm.
that we have on film, right? And I wish I would have pushed play earlier so that it didn't have to load a little bit. We see his ability to go
Mhm.
the center and guard, evade a tackle, and recover, right?
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start. Yeah. He was a high three, high four after contact guy, but
Hmm.
like I said, elusive, not getting a lot of clean shots on him, and that's not only frustrating but tiring for a defense. If I'm running at him, he stops and gets past me, and he goes forward for another 3 or 4 yards, just like he did on
Absolutely.
that play.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. For a guy that leads that was third on his team in receiving, you wouldn't expect him to have that A gap running ability, right? You wouldn't expect that. He
Go
showcased
ahead.
power right there.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but then on the flip side, if we go to our next play, we already see him lined up wide, right? We all
Right.
if you watch the player indicator, you already see him lined up wide, Chris.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're gonna push play here and we're gonna let it go. He's running his route. Boom. And
I
it
mean,
takes three
I
guys to
mean,
struggle to get him down.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't the greatest of play concepts, but that's the one thing about it. He does show power and physicality. I mean,
Absolutely.
he just ran a stop.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Just
the,
stopped
the
on his route,
cornerback,
sat down, took a seat.
yeah.
It was a folding chair there waiting for him. Right?
Listen, he ran 5 yards and stopped. The cornerback was already out there, moment a little too big, pissing down his leg, not really an athlete, and didn't want to get beat. he turned around and he was bailing out the gate. So it was pretty a simple route. But the thing about it is that his start to stop and his toughness is what you love about it. Like he could have got pushed out of bounds on that play. Nah, what he did is got
Absolutely.
forward, got as much as he could get, and go move on to the next play.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
Hmm.
So we got one more play here for him, and
Okay.
this is let's see. I believe this is later in the game. Yeah, fourth quarter right here, right? So we're gonna let this one rock, and you once again see the player indicator. He's out wide. Now watch this. This is what makes him so special. The patience, the ability to know what his quarterback is needing from him, and navigate closer to the middle of the field
Mm.
in between zones.
I mean, it was kind. Well, first off, really good play by him. Never
Yeah,
giving up on the play.
yeah,
And but then when he saw his quarterback in trouble, like you said, he found a spot, got it open, and sat down and went from there. And
yeah.
it kind of helps when you got an accurate guy like a Bryce Young who's going to get the ball out.
There we go.
I think it kind of helps out a lot.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I think that having a potential number one overall pick, a likely number one overall pick, did him some
Absolutely,
favors because we saw
no
Bryce
doubt.
get to evading, a potential sack right there, right?
Yep,
That might
absolutely.
not happen if it was, let's see, Max Duggan throwing the ball, right?
No, no, it's going sailing out the back. We're gonna live to play another down. Different level of quarterback in there. But the with all and the smarts to find a spot, sit down in the zone, and make yourself available
Hmm.
for the quarterback. That's something that you just because you've been doing it so long, you know how to do it. So I think Jameer Gibbs is the second best running back in this class. If he goes in the first round, that'll be a surprise to me. Somebody just made a decision on that to pull that, but
Hmm.
I see him being a high priority second round pick. I mean, a guy that you are trying to get. You're trying to, if you can, you're trying to figure out how you can get up to 34, 35, so that
Yeah.
once you get to those first 4 or 5 picks, because I don't think he lasts past 35.
Yeah, man. Him going into the 40s, I'd be picking up my phone, calling whoever trying to trade
You're
him.
right. Absolutely. To go get
But
him.
here's the thing: it would surprise me if Gibbs made it into the first round. It would absolutely surprise me. But I think
Okay.
that he's a first round player because of
Yeah,
everything
because
that he brings to a team.
I think if yeah, I think he can make it to the first round. But I don't think he fits in the top 15. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay. I don't think he's in the top 15. So if he's not in the top 15, 17 players, he's really a high priority second round. So if I'm a team, if I see him make still on the board in the beginning of the second round, I'm doing anything I can to get picks
yeah,
and get up to go get it if I need a running back.
absolutely. I'd be prepping, to call to see, okay, where does he have to fall for us to, be antsy,
Right. Yeah. To be antsy, to go want to go get him. Absolutely. That's definitely something you want
Absolutely.
to see with him. Okay.
So, does it surprise anyone that Bijan Robinson is running back one?
He is the weapon. He is the absolute weapon. He is the X
Mhm.
factor. He is everything you want in a running back, and he makes your team infinitely better the moment you hand the card in.
Absolutely, absolutely. I do think that he's a force multiplier at his position, just like a lot of these guys. I think that he transcends his position. He is an extremely physical runner, excellent blocker. Very elusive guy,
Yes.
and can give you something receiving the ball. Maybe not as much as some of the previous guys. I'll be the first to tell you he will. Bijan Robinson will not provide you as much offensively as Jameer Gibbs. He
Okay, I'll
cannot.
give you
He
that.
can't catch the ball as well, right?
Okay. Right.
He, both. I don't think that he's as elusive as Gibbs,
Mm.
but he is a better running back than Gibbs, right? He's running the ball. He will give you more right there than what Jameer Gibbs will, right? If that kind of makes sense.
Okay. Well, I want you to support your argument with a little bit of film there, my guy.
There we go. There we go. See, now I didn't want to do Bijan a disservice, right? So I didn't pull up the game against Alabama. Um,
Okay.
but what I did do is I think that I pulled up Bijan's best game of the year, and that came against Baylor.
Okay.
So we have this here, 10 yards away from the goal line, right? And you see the player indicator,
Mm-hmm.
his
Mm,
ability
mm,
to
mm.
force his way to the one
Dancing.
yard line is
Dancing in the
amazing.
hole.
No,
Right.
no, no.
So
That wasn't dancing. That was punching, Chris. That wasn't dancing. That was violence. That was violence, Chris. There wasn't anything
okay.
graceful about that play.
Okay.
There was nothing.
Okay.
There
Okay.
was nothing
All right.
majestic about what was going on there.
It's
That
just
was
sheer power.
violence. Yeah,
Okay.
that was
Okay.
violence,
And so
and
mhm.
that's something that he can provide to an offense. He's extremely hard to get down. You know,
Yes.
very fast. Because a guy for his size, you wouldn't expect him to have 4.4 speed, right?
Yeah, but he does. He
Absolutely,
has that breakaway
absolutely.
speed. Yeah.
So here I got our next play here, and this is later in the game. This is third quarter. Then a very tight formation, right? And
Mm,
you just see
mm.
his ability to,
Oh,
yeah, be very
breaking
elusive with
tackle.
tackle, shake a
What?
tackle, spin off of
Yep.
a tackle. You
Break
know,
your tackle. Yep.
absolutely, absolutely. So that's something that
Mm,
every running back in
mm.
this class is going to be able to do.
If you can't touch him in a phone booth, when you gonna touch him? That's all I'm just trying to ask you.
That's an excellent point. That is an excellent
Yep.
point because that was a very tight space situation, right? The real estate was sparse,
Very,
as
very, very
we would
sparse. Very sparse.
say.
Very sparse. But
So
he got the most he could out of it.
absolutely, absolutely, getting a first down's worth of yards. What else can you ask for in that situation?
Right. Absolutely. I
And
mean,
I think that I
go ahead.
think that Bijan made that play because he could have very well been stuffed right at the line of scrimmage with that first would be tackler, but that wasn't the case. He
Right.
pushed him right on the way.
Get you out the
Excuse me,
way.
sir.
Let me get there. And yeah,
Excuse me,
and
sir.
good. Yeah,
I'm
excuse
I'm
me.
standing here.
Yeah,
You know?
I'd like to go that way. And
Yeah,
if you don't want to
absolutely.
let me go that way, I'm gonna force my way there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, so we have our last play of the evening, and his ability to break a tackle is once again
Mm.
evident, and
His his
he
ability to
shows that
set
he can
up
take it
blocks.
outside as well.
Look how he set the block. Look how he set the block.
Okay, gotcha. He's right here. Let's see what we got.
Ah, get it here. Ah, right. Let me run away from you.
Mhm.
Excuse me, sir. There you go. Yeah,
Now
bump
here's
me
the
out of bounds.
thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. That took them to the 11-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I got to ask myself, because while Bijan does have 4.3 speed, or rather 4.4 speed, excuse me, would Jameer Gibbs have scored on that play? Would Tank Bigsby have scored on that play? Right?
I'm gonna say Gibbs may have because maybe a
Hmm.
little bit faster,
Yeah.
but honestly, I don't think Tate has the a vision to be that elusive to
There
make
we go.
somebody
Yeah.
miss for him to get outside. I think Gibbs maybe, but I mean, it was still. But here's my thing with them. None of them have uh, 18 or Spears angle beating speed,
Hmm.
but they're both really really. I think Bijan as well as Gibbs are very very good guys and well deserving of our top one and top two pick.
Absolutely. I don't think it's close. I think
Right.
that I think that they are on that top tier, right?
Yeah.
Then when they look down at the peasants, they see
Mm.
the rest of the guys.
I don't think they're peasants. I think they're willing people to try to get to the throne. They just don't
Hmm.
have the ability once they get there. So
Absolutely.
I think the best, like you said, as we said before, the best running back in this class, the best weapon in this class is Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
But Mr. Gibbs is a very very close 1A.
Yeah, yeah. He's a shoulders grab away.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's what makes him. So I think where they fall in the draft and where they go to is going to be paramount what they can do.
Hmm.
Um, I would hate to see certain guys go to an ugly green color jersey and be the fourth running back.
Mm.
But I think if you work it that way, if he goes to a place that's got a decent offensive line, most of these backs, they'll have very very productive careers and be an asset to any team.
Okay, okay. I like it, man. I like it. I think that all of these guys, if put in a situation, and I text you earlier today saying this. I like let's see, like 14 running backs. I think that any of those running backs could go to a team and be beneficial for them. Some more than others, right? But I
Right,
think that all of the running backs that we provided today can go to a team and be a benefit. Even Deuce Vaughn in his own special way, right?
right, absolutely. I think they all have attributes like they all have these. That's why they're at their spot, their perspective place inside this draft. I just think some are cut above. I think um, our top 4 to 5 are cut above. I think
Absolutely.
Bijan is a weapon. I think Gibbs is a weapon. I think Tajay Spears is a steal if you give him the third round. I think
Mhm.
Chardonnay gives you the ability to be a steady back. Uh, Tank has the ability to be a very Tank and Israel have the chance to be very good, versatile bell cow backs. And
Mhm.
and and certain A Chain is a weapon, Vaughn is a weapon, and just goes on and on.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So to recap our list once again, we have going from 10 up to 1. We have Deuce Vaughn, Keaton Mitchell,
Yes,
Israel Abanikanda, Dwayne McBride. There we go. Couldn't remember
Dwayne
his
McBride.
name.
Right.
Tajay Spears, Tank Bigsby, Devin A. Shane, Zach Charbonnet, Jameer Gibbs, and Bijan Robinson.
Absolutely. That's frankly football's top 10 running backs of the 2023
3.
draft. Yeah, 23 draft. Yeah, man.
Yep.
That's a great list, man. Well, listen, man, we've been rocking late. It's 11:30. As you can see, I'm getting tired. B is just the consummate professional, man, always on top of it. But we appreciate y'all once again, man, taking about an hour and 16 minutes of your time of your life to kick with us. But if you stayed here this long with us, yo, man, you already been here. Go and hit the like, share, and subscribe button. The like button costs you nothing. It is free. It's the internet currency that we all live and dream about. Go
That's
ahead
right.
and hit the like button. If you've been this long and you've been waiting for us to get back at you, we back. We back, and we may be back tomorrow, but we ain't gonna promise. But we gonna be here nearby. So make sure you go and subscribe so you can see when some of this hot content drops on you. And then we just ask you, man, leave a comment. Say hey. Chris, I see your TV's a little small in the back. May need to get a big one. Hey B, the waves are still crushing them, bro. And just leave a comment, man, and let us know that you're rocking with us, man. Um, you can find us here in YouTube at Frankly Football. You can always find us at Frankly Football on Twitter. You can find me at Set It Off Chris on Twitter, man. And as always, bro, I am the Batman. I am the sidekick. I'm the cat that just runs around with this dude as he saves the world and puts his gifts out on Twitter to be the gift god as we call him. And and man, together we are as always Frankly Football. And until next time.
Peace.
Peace.